Hey guys, I'm Adam from Top Dog, and I promised somebody yesterday that I would put together a little video talking about some of the highlights, some of the most important things you can do to improve your dog's recall. Now, recall is just a fancy dog trainer's term for the come command, when we want the dog to come to us when we call them. But it's just easier to say recall when we're talking about that in a sentence or something like that. So anyway, so many people struggle with recalls with their dog. Their dogs don't come to them when they call them, or they come to them, they get kind of close, and then they run away again, they turn it into a game of tag. So I'm going to give you a couple of pointers that I share with folks about how you can improve your recall with your dog, no matter what method of training you're using, no matter if your dog is food motivated or toy motivated or what. These are some things, some helpful tips that a lot of people are doing wrong that are actually shooting themselves in the foot. So before we do all that, I'm just going to show you just a quick recall with my dog Zeno. And this is just a simple one. Obviously, we're in a sterile room. There's not lots of distractions in here or anything like that. But just as a quick little demonstration, here's what we're going to do. Zeno, come! Good. So you notice Zeno does what I call a finished recall. Good boy. Place. Where he comes and he sits directly in front of me. That's what we call a finished recall. He comes and he sits. So not every dog has to do that. I don't care if everybody teaches it that way. That's how we teach it here. Some people teach where the dog just gets in close. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you about how you can make that a very reliable command for your dog. We're going to use the whiteboard today, and I apologize. I should have erased it beforehand, but I just wanted to hurry up and throw this video together for you guys. So let me get this all erased real quick. And we're going to talk about this. Let me do the whole thing just so that way I can write big and you guys can see it on the screen. I need a bigger eraser. This one's cute and all, but it's not very big. All right. So, recall stuff. The first rule when it comes to recalls is that most people don't even realize it, but they are on a very regular basis training their dog not to come to them. What I mean by that is think for a second about when you call your dog to you. Most of the time, people really only do it when it's going to have a negative outcome for their dog. Like, let's say when it's time for you to go to work. So the dog's out playing in the backyard, having a good time. Time for you to go to work, you call the dog inside, put him in their crate or just in the living room or whatever. And that's way more boring than what they were doing outside. A lot of dogs prefer to be outside playing. So you just made it a negative thing for them. The other thing is that a lot of people only use the come command when their dog is in trouble. So your dog's over there, knocks over the trash, chewing up your favorite shoes or something like that. You call your dog to you, hey, get over here, bad dog. You get after your dog right after they came to you. So the dog starts to create a negative association with the come command. So for example, you call him to you and you say, bad dog, your dog's going to pair the last event with that punishment. So they're thinking, okay, I came to you, I got in trouble. Next time you call me to you, I'm not going to come to you because you didn't like it last time I did. So rule number one, don't create negative association. Oops, running out of room. Don't create a negative association with the come command. You have to make it a positive, fun thing for your dog, which brings me to rule number two. Practice it regularly, even when you don't need it. So practice the come command 10 times more than you actually need it. Practice it and just make it fun and exciting for your dog. Have your dog's favorite treat or toy, or just love on him. Give him a big reward, just like I did with Zeno when he came to me. And I just grabbed his cheeks. He loves it when I rub all over him and roughhouse him a little bit. Make it a positive thing. Do the opposite of this. Don't create a negative association. Practice regularly and make it a positive thing for your dog. So again, I ask a lot of people, hey, when do you call your dog? And like I said, a lot of them are calling them when the dog's in trouble. Other thing that I see a lot of is that they never practice it just for fun, to teach the dog what it means. They only ever call the dog when they need the dog. I go out in the yard and I call Zeno 15, 20 times a day just for him to come to me and go through the motions and create that positive association and muscle memory. So boom, he comes to me, he gets a reward. I keep him amped up and pumped about it, so I make it lots of fun and excitement for him, so that way he'll come to me whenever I need him to. If the good times outweigh the bad times, your dog's going to be a lot more likely to come to you whenever you call them, okay? So that's rule number one. Don't create a negative association. Rule number two, practice regularly. Rule number three, have consistent expectations. All right, now what I mean by that, when I'm just around the house and I need to get Zeno's attention, I might just, hey buddy, come here, or something like that, tap my leg or something. That gets his attention, and he comes and he follows me, and that's fine. That's just getting his attention. But when I need this recall, when I need that solid come to me so I can put your leash on, so we can go for a walk, or so we can go in the house, or so we can leave the park, load up in the car, whatever, I need to have consistent expectations. So there's two parts of that. One is the way that I call him. You'll notice that when I called him, I used his name first and then his command. So by pairing those two together, I'm not going to do it right now because he's going to knock over the tripod if I do it. So just imagine that I'm doing it again. So his name first, then the command, and I'm always very consistent about the way that I call him. So by doing that, that means that he has a clear understanding of every time that I call him in that way, he's supposed to do something, which is turn, come to me. And like I said, he does a finish where he just sits in front of me. Some people have their dog finish beside them. Some people don't have their dog really do a finish. They just come and stand close enough that they can clip the leash on. Whatever it is, just make sure that you're consistent with your expectations and the end results. A common thing I see is people, after a dog comes for a board and train, we've taught the dog one thing, then they call their dog and, hey, Rover, here, and then they turn around and walk away. The dog can't do their part at that point. They're saying, wait, Adam taught me that I'm supposed to come and sit in front of you. So if every time you call, you turn and walk away, you start to desensitize the dog that the command doesn't really mean much to you. So you're not being consistent with the dog in the way that you're presenting yourself. The dog's not going to be consistent with you in the end results, and you're going to start losing the dog's reliability with the come command, okay? So anyway, those are our top 3 rules for making sure that your dog is going to be way more reliable on the come command. And again, they apply no matter how you're training your dog. These apply to everybody. Don't create a negative association. Make it a positive thing every single time, and you can do that by practicing regularly so your dog is going to be excited and happy to come to you. And then 3, have consistent expectations. Always call your dog in the same way, and always make sure that you allow the dog to finish whatever you've instructed them to do. So if it's a come and sit in front of you, let them finish before you turn and walk away. Reward them for that. Mark that behavior that we taught them to do before you just turn and release them or walk away or something. Do those 3 things, and your dog is going to be a lot more reliable on the come command, and a lot safer too, because this is one of those commands that could literally save their life. Now there's a whole lot of other things we can do to make the come command successful. There's different exercises and ways to train it, and we'll try to put out some more videos with some of those things too. But again, no matter what, you have to start with these 3 things if any of the other exercises are going to be successful. Anyway, I'm Adam from Top Dog. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.